What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Hedera today, HBAR. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 13th day of August today. Here we are at about 25.8 cents, 22 hours, 48 minutes left in the day. It's a brand new day. We had a very nice bullish engulfing candle yesterday, up about 5.75% out of XRP, XLM, and HBAR. HBAR seems to be moving up the most. I think it even moved up the most, let's see, from this low here on June 22nd. Let's see, overall. Yeah, because XLM, I want to say, did like 130 something. XRP did 90 something, and you're at 140 something here. So you did do the most. I think it goes in that order, right? XRP, XLM, HBAR in market cap dominance, but then it goes the opposite order in what grows the most. So they all kind of track each other, but just, I guess I'm throwing out the thought here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, and a lot of you are probably already doing this if you're watching this video, but if you're invested in HBAR, and you want a kind of like basket of currencies that follow that price action that are like secure investments, XLM and XRP are good ones as well. I just think this one seems to be the one that's performing the best. I would say for whatever reason, but I think the reason is it's just got a lower market cap. And maybe the tech is better. Who knows? Not trying to throw any shade at the other ones, but I do think XRP and XLM are very prominent figures in the crypto space as well. HBAR, though, talking about you, baby. Looking like you got a nice bull flag going on here. Ready to rip. Ready to see some new highs relative to what we've done this cycle. Ready to see some new highs relative to your life, man. We're going to see some new all-time highs altogether here. This is not the all-time history chart. Let's look at this on... You know what? We'll come back to this. We'll look at the long-term stuff on the all-time history chart. But while we have something with volume on it, let's actually do the short-term stuff, okay? Here we are at 25.7 cents now. Looking like, yeah, we got a lower, nice move up, but lower highs nonetheless. Typically with this kind of stuff, you do find resistance not at the trend line, but just above it or just below it. And here it looks like we're choosing the path of just below it. I wonder what about this one here. Let's go from here to there, right? Like you're finding resistance here. Actually, whoa, that, I know that sounded intense, but sounded, I would guess, it's probably like a fork or something in the shower. My wife's taking a shower. She should be okay. I should probably go check on her, just because, like, she just gave birth. You never... So it was not a fork, it was a bowl. Was a bowl. Now it is pieces of a bowl. It was a very nice bowl we got from Costco. It was part of it's actually a lot of those bowls. It's like a 80-piece set or something like that. I'm sure some of you know which set I'm talking about. Costco is great, man. I love Costco, honestly. They got some of the best butter and some of the best eggs. Like, man, I'm telling you, oh, like you get eggs from anywhere else. You get them at Costco, though, the Costco brand, they're like bright yellow yolks. They look like farm fresh eggs. I don't know. I like farm fresh eggs. We live out in the middle of nowhere, so I get farm fresh eggs all the time now. But when I was in the city, man, Costco was the play for some eggs and some butter, bro. But now we got the farm fresh stuff out here, man, in the beautiful rural areas of Colorado. Anyways, here we are, 25.7 cents now. Enough about me. Let's talk about you, HBAR. Looking like you want to come down. Yes, obviously you're moving down now. Found resistance in the same area you've been finding resistance at on the 1 hour time frame. Stochastics coming down. Typically with the stochastics, if you notice, you get oversold, you get overbought. You get oversold, you get overbought. A little bit of a dance here. Oversold, overbought. Oversold, overbought. Oversold, overbought. Oversold. And is the point sticking? Is the point sticking? Does it look like we're doing a dance here? I mean, we're kind of doing what we did back here, in all fairness. But I think that we're on the safer side of thinking that we do go to the oversold area here. Okay. With that in mind, though, what do we do back here? We weren't crossing above the zero. We'd already crossed above the zero. So I think that we're just in a downtrend. We're probably going to move lower. Okay. Missing this trend line like this is actually a partial, they call it a partial rise. So it's a bearish indication. It's like you should go to this trend line and actually you should even go above it, but you didn't. So that means you're not ready to break it. That means you go lower. The best thing that you could hope for right now, HBAR, would be that you do find support at a higher low, right? Some kind of higher low there, so that when you do inevitably break this high, you get above this high, you get a higher high to go alongside with that higher low. That would be, I'm making sure the mic's on because I know I paused it. That would be the best thing that you could do there. So if we're looking for a higher low, you know, from a low here to a high there, let's actually put this low right here. Get it perfect. Come on now. There we go. I would say, 25 cents is a good area to find support. 25.1 cents for being specific. 24.57 cents at the lowest. If you go below 24.57 cents, you likely will go lower. And what do I mean by go lower? I mean 23.8 cents, 23.1 cents, something like that. Let's actually look and see what you've done so far. If we take a low here to a high there, you've gone to your golden ratio. Okay, so we've shown some respect on the golden ratio. We look at the low to high here. It's probably going to be the same thing. Yes, the golden ratio there. I mean, because it's the same area. So, of course, what about here? What have you done? Low, come on, give it to me. There we go, low to high here. You went to your golden ratio area for support, but you actually went lower to the 2272 ultimately. What about the low to high here? Low to high right here. 2272 again. Wow, okay. Yeah. That might have been some time ago though, so you might not be respecting that same thing here. Golden ratio. Golden ratio 2272s, we're seeing that, right? I don't know what else I'd want to take. So let's just throw that into the equation then. If we were to go lower, we have a low here. Nope, I keep trying to, you see, I'm trying to get that low and then it like dances around it and it'll go like right off it. Maybe, could we, what if we did go, what if stellar lumens, there's a fly. Flies hate karate, you guys. You gotta do some karate. And they'll leave you alone for like 5 seconds. They're the only bug that has a song made about them in a non-endearing sense, right? I guess spiders, the itsy bitsy spider, but then shoo fly, don't bother me. I can't think of another song for bugs, so. Anyways, if we were to go lower, we built out a strong case, I think, by the way that we've seen this, to go down to about 23 cents. That would be a perfect area to find support, 23.1 cents, because it takes you just below this low. XLM's going lower. It broke below that low. It doesn't have a higher low anymore. Yeah, but who cares? You found support at the golden ratio, which you've done time and time again throughout this. Or maybe go to the 2272. Same kind of idea. It broke below its low. Oh no, we're going lower. And then boom, then you move higher. And really, it's this overall kind of shape of a double bottom. Something like that. And typically with the 2272, you do go just below it, but stellar lumens HBAR has found support right at it. I just made a video on stellar lumens. That's why I said that. But at this point in time, I'm not necessarily thinking we see lower lows, right? What I'm thinking is let's look for a higher low first, and if we invalidate that, we'll know because we close a 1 hour time frame below 24.57 cents. We close a 1 hour time frame below 24.57 cents. Then it's time to start thinking 23 cents to 22 cents. Okay? Okay. Cool? We cool. And again, the indicators definitely look like they want to go down, but that doesn't mean we see a lower low, right? We could though. Maybe we do. 4 hour time frame here. I wouldn't think it'd be bad if we did see a lower low, right? Get a lower low here, and then do the same kind of thing, but instead of reaching this trend line, we'll get the lower low in price, and then we'll have a partial decline instead of a partial rise, and that'd be a bullish thing. And we're still within this consolidation phase. I kind of like the idea of doing that. Maybe we do go to 22 to 21.9 cents, something like that. Maybe that's exactly what we do. 25.8 cents now. It's really not that far away, so who cares? But actually, I mean, yeah, that it could happen. It really could happen. Let's look at this on the daily time frame real quick, and then we'll come back down to the 4 hour. Low to high. The 382 is right there, guys, at 21 point. I like it. I really do like the idea of going just below 22 cents. 21.7 cents. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually kind of curious here, because doesn't it look like actually you've got this bull flag? Yes, absolutely you do. But doesn't it also look like you have a little bear flag right there? Like, doesn't it kind of have that look? What if you were to see this bear flag come to fruition? Let's actually just take it from a measurement standpoint. We don't need the lines because the lines, I mean, the lines are fine, but I just feel like using this instead, percentage. High to low. No, I don't think we see something like that. But to this effect, okay, I mean, maybe we go to 19.6 cents. We're in a bullish move overall. Bearish patterns don't perform as well in bullish moves. So maybe we do break out, but it doesn't meet its measure move. Does that make sense? Because we're in a bullish trend overall. So, and then we'd get that lower low. We'd have this bull flag forming more. I don't know. 21.7 cents, 21, 22 cents sounds appropriate to me. Let's get back to the 4-hour time frame. RSI looks bearish. I mean, neutral, but relatively bearish right now. Neutral, though. Neutral for sure. Stochastics are neutral, but actually they're bearish. Stochastics are bearish. And the MACD is bearish, too. So 2 bearishes to 1 neutral with a bearish tilt. Yeah, I think we're going lower, my friends. I would say that's interesting, but that's kind of the expectation. It's not really that interesting, is it? Let's go to the weekly time frame now. We'll do that long-term stuff, and then we'll wrap this video up. HBAR USD on the all-time history chart here. Yeah. So let's see. 21 cents, 21.7 cents. You're going to go right below that little nipple there, aren't you? That's crazy. That's okay, though. It's not a problem. Looking at this overall, you guys, I think that we're going to see some fantastic growth whenever it comes to seeing new all-time highs. Okay. By the end of September, we should be at new all-time highs, and the expected area is about $1.21 to $1.80, and actually even a little bit above there. I would say just below $2. I don't expect HBAR to see prices above $2, but I do expect us to get near there, okay? And we will continue to grow. But first, perhaps what we do is we come down a little bit, find support, and then we move on up. Looking at this on a weekly time frame, we're probably going to see some good results here. RSI, very bullish, very bullish. Rejected the overbought, which is not ideal, but you're in areas that you'd expect to bounce. So, you could even go lower and you're fine. Stochastics look bullish as well. And then the MACD also looks very bullish, bouncing off the zero here. So you've got some very bullish prospects ahead. The days, the hours might be bearish and probably even are. It's not a might be, they probably are. But the weeks, the months ahead are going to be extremely bullish. And I wouldn't be surprised, most of the time, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but cycle to cycle. If you want to do this, okay, first off, this is my rule of thumb. This is not something that the average crypto investor goes by or that the average person, I haven't heard anybody else say this, but this is my rule of thumb for projects that I do believe have a future in the space, for projects that I do believe will grow and they will see new all-time highs cycle to cycle, right? Or at least, for 2 cycles, which who knows about next cycle for HBAR, but I do at least think this cycle it'll see new all-time highs. And this really strictly applies to cryptos that have been around for at least 1 cycle altogether that you're expecting to see new all-time highs, okay? Typically, you do see, and again, you won't hear anybody else say this, but this is what I've found in my 3 bull markets doing this, in my 10 years, nearly 10 years of technical analysis doing this. Typically, coins will see anything from their 1618 to their 2272 cycle after cycle, all right? And it could be the 1886, but typically it's either the 1618 or the 2272. It's not so much anything in between, but sometimes you do get to that 1886, 200 area and you stop there. So here we are at 25.8 cents now. The end of the cycle should promote targets at a minimum that are at 315, which would be about a 12x from here. That doesn't sound right to me because that's almost half of what I expect the average crypto to do in that same time frame. So I would think you're at that next level higher, at least 662. Now that's about an average move. However, you've been performing above average to the average crypto. So I think, again, instead of the idea of the 1618 or the 1886, it's normally not, if it's not this target, it's normally the 2272. So HBAR here. Do I keep saying stellar lumens? If I keep saying stellar, I'm sorry, guys. I mean to say HBAR. HBAR will go to $20 by the end of the cycle, which provide a multi-$100 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at this here. Hold on. Let's see. HBAR. 1 second. We're at a... Come on now. 10.9. So let's just call it $11 billion. $11 billion. I mean, that'd be near $1 trillion, but not quite there. I could see it hitting that, man. I could definitely see HBAR seeing a $700 and $800 billion market cap this cycle. It really could get there. Very high numbers. I could see it happening. Most cryptos don't get that, but this is that cycle where we have financial institutions coming in. You've been around for multiple cycles now, so you've got that time kind of validation, certainty, safety, right? You've stood the test of time, which most cryptos, I mean, being around for multiple bull cycles and still having some oomph left in you, that's hard. That's not the probable outcome at all. So absolutely, I think $20 is possible. But maybe, maybe I should give more thought to this $10 area. That's still above the average growth in crypto, and that's about a 40x. $10 psychological resistance as well. Maybe that would make sense too. Sometimes you do wick just above that 200 area. But if I had to say, short term, 25.8 cents now. I like the idea of moving down to, what was it, 21 cents, 21.7 cents, something like that. 21.9 cents at least. I like that idea. Then we'll move up. We'll probably see prices between $1.20 to $2, but just below $2 by the end of September. And then going into the end of the cycle, anything from $3.15 to $20 is fair game. I like this $10 to $20 area personally. I got nothing else. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.